Hello, I'm Madeline Eustace, a VA-accredited claims agent at CCK Law. I'm here with Nicholas Briggs, a VA-accredited claims agent. Many disabled veterans do not realize that interactions with the justice system can affect their benefits. Today, we're going to start considering some of the most common legal situations and what you can do to protect yourself and your dependents. In Part 1, we'll talk about the impact of arrests, convictions, or incarceration on monthly compensation. Part 2 will consider other VA benefits, and Part 3 will discuss apportionment and post-incarceration tips.
Great. Thanks, Maddie. So the first situation we should talk about is when a veteran has been arrested and either jailed or released on bail. Veterans who are awaiting trial are considered innocent until proven guilty, and this means that VA is not going to change or terminate their benefits until after the outcome of the trial. This is true even if the veteran is denied bail and held in jail. People are sometimes confused about this because incarceration can reduce your benefits, but this is not true for jail before a conviction. A veteran's benefits are going to remain unchanged throughout the trial despite not being granted bond.
Let's talk next about fugitive felon status. A fugitive felon is defined by VA as someone who is fleeing to avoid prosecution, custody, or confinement after a conviction, or an attempt to commit an offense which is a felony under the laws of the place from which the person flees, or violating a condition of probation or parole for commission of a felony under federal or state law. Here's what happens for fugitive felons. VA is prohibited from providing health care and services such as medication and care at VA expense to those who are considered fugitive felons. Notice that this includes compensation paid to veterans and DIC paid to others. If the veteran is a fugitive felon, VA will mail a letter to the veteran or their beneficiary to inform them that their benefits are being discontinued.
And then in order to get their benefits restored, they need to resolve the fugitive felon status. And in order to do that, the veteran's going to need to contact the originating agency or the agency that issued the felony warrant in the first place. Fugitive felon status can be resolved if one of the following conditions are met. Either there was an error made, such as a case of mistaken identity, the warrant for the felony arrest is canceled, the warrant was satisfied by the veteran's arrest or surrender, or if the warrant is resolved for any other reason.
Let's move on to incarceration. Veterans currently incarcerated can also file a claim for benefits. They can also continue with current claims and appeals. But note, veterans are ineligible for TDIU during a period of incarceration. Veterans who already have a VA rating of 20% or more are limited to the 10% disability rate. For a veteran whose disability rating is 10%, the payment is reduced by 1/2. Payments are not reduced for recipients participating in work release programs, residing in halfway houses, also known as residential reentry centers, or under community control. If VA learns about incarceration after the fact, the veteran will be required to repay the overpayment. VA discovers information about a veteran's incarceration through data matching programs that compare their records with databases from the Social Security Administration and the Bureau of Prisons.
And then one thing that we haven't touched upon yet, but I think is an important caveat, is that VA benefits are only going to get reduced once the veteran is convicted of a felony specifically. If the veteran was imprisoned for a misdemeanor, their disability compensation continues and will not be reduced. However, this doesn't apply to pension. So you should be aware of differences between compensation and pension. VA pensions are fully terminated after 61 days of incarceration and imprisonment in a federal or state or local penal institution for both felony and misdemeanor convictions. So in other words, while disability compensation is only reduced for felony incarceration, pensions are terminated regardless of the offense type.
Let's pause our discussion there. So far, we've covered how arrest and incarceration affect VA disability compensation. In Part 2 of our discussion of veterans in the justice system, we'll talk about how incarceration can affect other VA benefits as well, like education, training, and healthcare. And in Part 3, we'll talk about apportionment, or how eligible spouses and dependents can continue to receive a portion of incarcerated veterans' compensation. Then we'll wrap up with some tips for post-incarceration.
And just as a quick reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe for more VA tips and updates. Take care.